Hello everyone! So since Inktober is done, I thought it was perfect time to bring out some colors again. So today I want to try these watercolors that are called Watercolor Confections by Prima Marketing. This was sent to me by Prima, and you may remember I showed you these real quick in a video where I tried shimmery acrylic paints by the same company. I haven't really had a time to review them until now, so let's do this! I have 4 different sets here, and I know there are a few more with other colors too. I will leave a link to their website if you want to check it out yourself. So the sets I have here are the Decadent Pies, Shimmering Lights, the Classics, and Pastel Dreams. There are 12 colors in each set, and they all comes in these little tin cases. They are so cute. They have a color swatch card and a couple of mixing wells. There is a gap in the middle where you can put your brushes or even more color pans if you want to. Also, doesn't this look so delicious? I just want to eat them all. So now I filled in all the color cards so you can see what the colors looks like in each set. I will not review all the sets separately in this video. I will focus more on the watercolor itself because I guess they are about the same quality in each set anyway. So in the first set, the Classics, we have all the basic colors and they're all super vibrant. I can imagine this would be a good set for watercolor beginners perhaps. In the Shimmering Light set, there are a bunch of metallic colors, mostly warmer tones, which are very pretty and looks quite opaque. I would love to have a set with shimmery cooler tones too. In the Decadent Pie set, there are a few shimmery but mostly regular colors. This is a good set if you're more into earthy tones. It kind of reminds me a little of fall or winter perhaps. I noticed that the number 28 wasn't as opaque as the other ones for some reason. Then we have the Pastel Dreams set, and this is so pretty. I really like the softer but still vibrant tones in this one. So there we have all the sets, and I'm gonna try them out on real watercolor paper too. For this test I'm using the Classic sets, and wow, these watercolors are super vibrant. They look very pigmented, and it seems like you can get them quite opaque without having to pick up a whole lot of paint. I could blend them without any trouble, and I could also layer them on top of each other. They actually reminds me a lot of the Koi watercolors. They are more opaque and feels a little more cloudy or dense compared to the Winsor & Newton watercolors, for example. It is kind of hard to explain since I'm no watercolor expert at all, but I made some swatches with the Prima watercolors and the Koi and Winsor & Newton Coatman watercolors. I don't know if you can see much different, but to me it feels like the Winsor & Newton ones are more translucent or clear if you look at the edges, and the Prima and Koi watercolors are more dense or opaque or cloudy, if that makes any sense. I'm not saying that one is better than the other, it's just a matter of taste and what you prefer. If you like more opaque watercolors, then this may be something for you. I need to use them a little bit more to get a better picture of them, so I'm gonna color this line art here and I will let you know more about what I think about them. I am not sponsored, by the way, all I say will be my own and honest opinion, as usual. So as I mentioned, I am no watercolor expert, but I've used a lot of watercolors though, and I really like the medium, but I tend to just use the supplies the way I want without having any greater knowledge on how to use them properly. I don't believe in right or wrong when it comes to using art supplies anyway, as long as you're having fun. But then also, the more you know about the material, the more advantage you will have, of course. The first thing I noticed when I started working with these watercolors is that they flow slower than the watercolors I'm used to, which are the Winsor & Newton Coatman ones. They feel thicker and do not spread as easy on the paper when I use the wet on wet technique, which is adding the paint to wet paper and the paint will spread in the water and create nice textures. I used a water brush in the beginning, but I noticed it didn't work very well. It seems like if there is too much water in the paint when it dries, all the pigments are pushed away to the sides and leaves you with these pale spots. So I switched to a regular brush where I had better control over the water flow and it worked a lot better. And as I mentioned before, these watercolors are super pigmented and vibrant. I was very happy to see that the colors looks just as vibrant even after they dried. I could mix the colors from all the sets without any trouble, and I could also blend them on the paper without it looking streaky or splotchy. And the streakiness that you can see in this painting is mostly on purpose since I just like the texture. And even if the watercolors are super pigmented, they are also very easy to lift up again and remove. I think a good paper is also very important here that can stand a lot of water and a bit of rubbing, but it wasn't too hard actually. I tried lifting up the paint on a spot with a lot of saturated colors and it didn't take much force to lift it up again, so I could blend the colors and make them lighter even after they dried. So let's see if I can describe the feeling of these watercolors. I've already said that they felt a little more dense and opaque, and I mentioned that compared to the Winsor & Newton watercolors, they look a little more cloudy, in the meaning that they don't look as clear, obviously. It is the pastel colors that looks the most cloudy though. The sharper colors looks more clear actually. Some of the colors are a little grainy if you pick up a lot of paint at once, but overall I think the paint felt very smooth and quite easy to work with. I like that these paints comes in all these weird colors that I've never seen in watercolors before. I think it's really fun and playful, and I can get colors that are sometimes hard to mix yourself, like the pastel tones. It is hard getting vibrant lighter tones with regular watercolors, I think, but since I have the lighter tones here directly in the pan, I can pick up more pigments and get more opaque and vibrant colors. The shimmery colors looks really nice and opaque. I can really recommend the shimmery light set if you want a good set with metallic paints. I first thought that the Decadent pie set was a little strange, but it has a bunch of good skin tones. I used the colors in the Pastel Dreams set and the Classic set the most since they have more brighter colors, and I wanted this piece to be really colorful. So in conclusion, what do I think about the Prima Marketing Watercolor Confections? I honestly like them. They are a little different from what I'm used to, but I really enjoyed working with them. I like that they are more opaque and pigmented, and that they comes in all these pretty and unusual colors. There are a lot of sets to choose from, but there are also refills to purchase, so you can get the colors separately too. They are easy to control even if they are a little thicker than other watercolors I've tried. They comes in practical small tin cases that are easy to bring with you when you're going outside or traveling. So yes, I could recommend these to beginners, but also for more professional work if you like more opaque and pigmented paints. And I want to mention this painting a little before we end this video. I am actually super happy with the arms and the hands. I usually avoid drawing hands because I just hate drawing hands, but I wanted something more to happen in this painting. So I made this dear spirit lady having a cup of tea or coffee out in the nature with a bunch of leaves and flowers. I really love how this turned out, and I like the face expression. I'm trying to add more personality to my ladies. So I think that is all I had to say about these paints. I hope I mentioned all the important stuff. If you want to know more about what they cost and all that, check out the link in the description box below. But also, if you have any questions that I forgot to mention, let me know in the comments. Thanks Prima for sending me these to try out. I really enjoy them and I will probably continue using them for future colorful illustrations. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you next time. Keep drawing my happy cats. Bye!